Okay, so we're going to start something new called factoring. And we're going to start off by factoring with the greatest common factor. So this little diagram shows you that you're going to be given a polynomial. And how do we factor it? Well, we break it down into the coefficients and constants, and then we have the variable portion. Okay, so step 1 and step 2 there show you breaking it down, and then what we have is the coefficients are 15, 18, and negative 6. Okay, so they just wrote down 15, 18, and 6 and said, well, what are the factors of these? Okay, so we look, and the greatest common factors that they have, these numbers have, is 3. 3 is the only common factor for all three of them. 18 and 6 have 2, right, and 6, but they don't. It has to be common to all the coefficients. Okay, so since all of them have a factor of 3, we write down the 3. Then we look over here, the variables were b to the 5th, b to the 3rd, and b squared. So we choose the lowest degree, which would be b to the 2nd, and we write it down. So 3b squared is the GCF of 15b to the 5th plus 18b to the 3rd minus 6b squared. Okay, so step 1, identify the GCF. Okay, step 2 is to actually factor it out. Okay, so when we do this, we say 3b squared, and we're going to go back to the, sorry about that. So we have 15b to the 5th divided by 3b squared would give us that 5b to the 3rd. Or the other question you could say is, well, what is 3b squared times 5b to the 3rd? Well, it's 15b to the 5th. So that's how we're doing that. Okay, and that's exactly what they're doing here, is they're checking, did we factor appropriately? Did we divide out 3b squared from each one of the terms? And if so, then we should get back our original, and we did. Okay, so let's take a look at one from the beginning. Okay, so the first thing we're looking at here is, what are my coefficients? They are 6 and 24. And I'm not worried about positive or negative. Okay, and 6 can be multiplied, well, we've got 1 and 6, right? And then that could be 3 times 2 or 2 times 3. So those are the factors, all the factors of 6. And then with 24, okay, I'm going to kind of write it this way. So 24 I know is 1 times 24, okay, and also 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6, 5 doesn't go, then 6 starts back over. So these are all my factors. So what numbers do they have in common here? Well, they have 6 is the greatest one that they have in common. So 6 is going to be my part of my GCF. Then I look at my variables. I have x and I have y. Well, neither of these is in common. Okay? So I can't factor out an x or a y because they're not common to both. So 6 is my GCF, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6x divided by 6, and that gives me x. So I'm going to put x right here. Now I put my minus sign in, and then I have 24y divided by 6. Well, 24 divided by 6 is 4, so that would just be 4y. Okay. So that is 6x minus 24y factored by the GCF. Let's take a look at another one. Okay, so my coefficients and constants are 8, 16, and 32. Okay, so I know it's 1 times 8, 2 times 4, 3 doesn't go, 4 goes, but I've already got that 4 and 2. Okay, so 1 times 16, 2 times 8, 3 doesn't go, 4 goes 4 times, 5 doesn't go, 6 doesn't go, 7 doesn't go, 8 does, but I've already got 8, so that's all for that one. And 32 would be 1 times 32, 2 times 16, 3 doesn't go, 4 times 8, 5 doesn't go, 6 doesn't go, 7 doesn't go, 8 goes, but I've already got that one. Okay, so those are all my factors of 8, 16, and 32. So I'm looking to see, well, what's the largest value that they all have? And 8 is the largest value here that's also in 16 and is in 32. Then I look at my variables. They don't have any variables in common, so I'm not going to have a variable portion. So GCF is 8, and then I'm going to take each section out. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So I'm going to put a 1 right here. Plus 16A divided by 8 is 2A. So I'm going to write 2A minus, and then 32B divided by 8 is going to be 4B. Okay, so that is now factored by its GCF. Let's try another one. Okay, so 4 and 36 are the coefficients. So we have 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. For 36, we have 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9, 5 doesn't go, 6 times 6, 7 doesn't go, 8 doesn't go, 9, but we've already got 9. So those are our factors of 36, our factors of 4, and I see that the largest factor is going to be 4. Okay. Now I look at my variables. This time I do have variables in common. I have x squared and I have x. Well, x to the first power is going to be the smaller of the two, so that's the one that can come out. Okay. So my GCF is going to be 4x. So I write 4x, and then what's going to be left behind? So I take 4x squared divided by 4x. Well, 4 divided by 4 is 1. I subtract my exponent, so that's just going to be x. Minus, so we have 36x divided by 4x. X divided by x is 1. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So x minus 9. Okay. All right, here I don't have coefficients. Well, the coefficient's 1, and so with 1, we don't usually bother to factor that because its factors are 1, and we just keep saying 1 a lot. So now we'll just look at the variables. So we have a to the third power and a to the second power in common. So a to the second is going to be our greatest common factor. Okay, and then we'll do b and b squared, our b terms, and b is the smallest exponent, so that's going to be part of our GCF. So a squared b is going to be our GCF, and what got left behind? So we do a to the third b divided by a squared b. Well, b divided by b is 1, and a to the third divided by a to the second, we subtract. 3 take away 2 is 1, so that is simply a. Plus, now we take a squared b squared divided by a squared b. A squared divided by a squared is 1. B squared divided by b, we subtract. 2 take away 1 is 1. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, so I'm looking here. 1, 2, and 10 are my coefficients. 1, 2, and 10. So 1 times 1, 1 times 2, 1 times 10, 2 times 5. That's all my factors. The only number they all three have in common is the 1. Okay, so that means we're not, you can write 1 down if you like, but usually we don't. But I'll go ahead and write it down so we can show what we're doing. All right, and then my variables are a to the fourth, a to the third, and a to the second. Since a to the second is the smallest, that's going to be our for our GCF. So 1a squared. Okay. So now we divide. So we had 1a to the fourth divided by 1a squared. 1 divided by 1 is still 1. 4 take away 2 is 2. So that'll simply be a squared. Minus, okay, so we take 2a to the third power divided by a to the second power. 2 has nothing to be divided by, so we write down 2. Exponent of 3, take away an exponent of 2 is 1. So minus 2a. Then we have plus, we have 10a squared divided by a squared. So a squared divided by a squared is 1, and that leaves us 10. Okay. Write it like that, or more likely would see it a squared times a squared minus 2a plus 10. All right. So here we have 8, 27, and 9 as our coefficients. So we're going to write those down. 8, 27, and 9. And 8 is 1 times 8, and 2 times 4. And that's it. 27 is 1 times 27, and then 3 times 9. And that's it. And 9 is 1 times 9, and 3 times 3. Okay, so here's the deal. The only number they have in common is 1. So, since they only have 1 in common, we're not, that's all we can take out. Then we look that we have a to the 5th, a to the 2nd, and a. A is the smallest, so that's going to be part of our GCF. And we have b to the 3rd, b, and b. Well, these are the same, so it doesn't really matter. You can pick one or the other. Okay, so my GCF is 1AB, or simply AB. Okay. So AB, and then what's left when we factor it out? So we have 8a to the 5th, b to the 3rd, divided by AB. Okay, so 8 doesn't have anything divided by it, so we're going to write down 8. 5, take away 1 is 4. 3, take away 1 is 2. Then we subtract, and we look at the next one. 27a squared b over ab. Okay, so the b's divide out. 2, take away 1 is a. And 27 is just 27. So minus 27a. Right, then we have 9ab divided by ab. B divided by b is 1. A divided by a is 1. So we're left with positive 9. All right, now it's your turn to practice on factoring day 1, finding the greatest common factor.